In this video, we're going to present the Hybris B1 project. It is carried out jointly by the Bioinformatics Group of Biotech, TU Dresden, and the Chair for Automata Theory, Faculty of Informatics, TU Dresden. The name of the project is Automatic Generation of Description Logic-Based Biomedical Ontologies. Research in the biomedical domain is characterized by an exponential growth of the published scientific materials, articles, patents, datasets, technical reports, and so on. Here's a plot that shows the growth of Medline, a bibliographical database of life sciences. It has recently reached 20 million items, and it is still growing. In order to efficiently store, search, process, and reuse such an amount of resources, one needs to formalize the knowledge they contain. One possible way to organize biomedical knowledge formally is via ontologies. Ontologies are formal structures that represent a domain via a set of concepts and relations between them. One of the most famous biomedical ontologies is SNOMED. On the slide you can see a SNOMED definition of a concept acute atelectasis. The definition contains information about the parent concepts, synonyms, lexical variants, as well as the non-taxonomic links the concept makes with other concepts. For example, acute atelectasis has a finding site of lung structure, and it has the associated morphology of collapse. SNOMED is one of the few biomedical resources that are formally defined. In SNOMED, the knowledge is encoded by means of a simple description logic, EL++. Most biomedical ontologies and taxonomies, on the other hand, define concepts only textually, without the use of logic. They lack formal encoding. If we're able to automatically encode the key information about the domain concepts, we will not only manage to translate existing textual resources into a formal representation, but also to integrate the new published findings into them. The project's goal is to formalize biomedical knowledge by transforming textual definitions relevant to the domain into a formal representation. The idea is to go from a text on the top, this is definition of atelectasis taken from the mesh taxonomy, and to extract crucial information about the concept, ending up with a description logic formula like the one at the bottom. This is a definition of the same concept taken from the SNOMED ontology. Formal definition generation is a complex task that can be approached from several aspects. First of all, one needs to decide upon which modeling to be used. That is, which concepts and relations do we use? Should the concept joint inflammation be left as is, or should it be represented as the inflammation that has to do with joints? In our project, we rely on the biomedical modeling that is already established by the community. In particular, we use a set of concepts provided by the Unified Medical Language System resource, UMLS for short. The second aspect of the problem is the choice of the formalism. The formal language should be expressive enough and should allow efficient reasoning. Its choice is dependent on what exactly you want to model. Simply relations between concepts, or also actions, or temporal classifiers, or modality, or maybe cardinality constraints. In our work, we adopt the approach of SNOMED ontology and use description logic EL++. Fixing the first two aspects to UMLS modeling and to description logic, we focus our research on the third aspect of the problem of formal definition generation, namely text mining, the task of processing sentences in natural language. So, how do we create a formal definition from text? A classical definition has a structure. A is B that has some property C. Note that B is usually a parent term, so the taxonomic relation is implied here. In description logic, this definition can be rewritten into the following terminological axiom. A equals B, and there exists C such that A and C belong to the property. Given that B is a parent concept, the terminological axiom can be further rewritten into a set of assertional axioms. A is a B, and A has property C. Therefore, formal definition can be decomposed into a set of logical axioms that state different relations between formal concepts, and the task of formal definition generation can be reformulated as the relation extraction task. At the current stage of the project, We have been doing supervised relation extraction for the biomedical domain, and in this video we report the biggest experiment we have conducted. We used the data from the SEMRAP project. SEMRAP is a biomedical relation extraction system. It defines 26 domain-specific relations, such as treats, effects, causes, part of, and so on. The system is accompanied by a corpus of 500 sentences manually annotated with the relations and the concepts they link. In total, the corpus contains over 1,300 relational instances, which we represented as sets of features and trained a machine learning classifier on them. The trained classifier now can be applied to new texts in order to extract new relational instances and ultimately new definitions. We evaluated the classifier using tenfold cross-validation. The first time it was trained on the 5 top most frequent relations, then on the 10 most frequent ones, and finally on the full relation set. As you can see, the performance drops when the number of unique relations increases, while still remaining above 80%. As for the top 5 relations, that account for more than 60% of all relation instances, we reached a nearly perfect performance of 94%. With the availability of the annotated corpus, our method provides high-quality models that are able to discriminate between various biomedical relations. They can be applied to real-world text to extract new relational instances, which then can be combined into formal concept definitions. Over a small set of frequent relations, we are able to reach an F-measure of 94%. This is largely due to the thorough feature engineering as well as to the quality of the input corpus. Currently, the method is dependent on the manual annotation of texts with relational instances. This means that we are only able to train a model for a relation for which we have a substantial amount of annotated instances. This is a major restriction that can be overcome by semi-supervised or unsupervised relation extraction, which is the direction of our future work. Rather than coming from a human model corpus, unsupervised relation extraction learns relevant relations and relational instances from texts, which can lead to a bigger set of learned relations and ultimately to automatic discovery of relevant domain-specific relations. More information about the ongoing work of Hybris B1 project can be found in the following publications. Thank you.